Good Tuesday evening. Good Tuesday evening. It is Tuesday night live. Hello, 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 hello. Good evening. I am good evening. Good evening. It is Tuesday night, the first Tuesday of December. Can you believe already that it is December, everybody? December 2nd, my granddaughter's birthday. I have a 9-year-old granddaughter today. Happy birthday, Anaya. Can you believe it is already December and we are doing Tuesday Night Live? I am live on YouTube and I am live on TikTok tonight. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello. If you are joining me live on TikTok tonight, welcome. I do a live usually every Tuesday and we talk about cruise news. We get ship face. We talk about the latest things going on in cruising, traveling, and I give you some updates, Q&A, some fun. And if of course you are joining me live on YouTube, thank you so much for being here again tonight with the family. We're going to talk about cruise news because I took about 2 weeks off. I had family coming in and things going on. Hello, I see you there. Welcome in, welcome in. Helen, welcome in. Let's see, Lynette, welcome so much. Thank you so much. If you have any cruise questions, drop them down below. If you have any questions, we're going to talk a lot about cruising. You know, it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday. All the cruise sales are going on. And I want to talk to you a little bit about, are they really sales? Is it really, I'm a travel advisor. Are there really sales? I'm going to just answer that question up front. Yes. There are some really, really, really good sales out there right now for cruising. Everybody is vying for our money right now, right? It's the time of holidays, it's the time of shopping, and people want us to have some place to put our money. So why not put them in travel? And if you are a travel lover or a travel advisor, or if you just love cruising, traveling, why not get your deal now, right? Make sure you have a good, let me see. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. There you go. Let's see. Where did I go? I'm sorry. If there weren't technical difficulties, it wouldn't work, right? All right. So there you go. Um, you know who has some of the best cruise deals right now? MSC Cruise Lines. Have you tried MSC yet? I'm loving them. I'm digging them. I'm loving them. And I love the way that they are coming for us US cruisers. They're already kind of a big deal in the European market. MSC, they're not a newcomer, but they're coming for us Americans. They're listening to the feedback that they got at first about the entertainment, about the style of the ships, about the food, and they're revamping, they're changing, and they have some of the best prices out there if you're trying to get on a cruise ship. Maybe you want to start, you haven't cruised before and you want to check it out, or if you just like keeping your money in your pocket. MSC has some really good cruise deals out there. So there you go. If you are joining me from TikTok tonight, don't forget to get up there and get your daily heart meet. I appreciate it and thank you very much. And I am going to jump into cruise news. I have some things here I'm going to show you that I've gotten from a haul, and it's holiday time. I want to show you and share with you some things that are great ideas for gifting for yourself and for others. But we have to talk about the cruise news. One of the stories that I'm going to talk to you about today, and if you are a cruiser, you know about this, the story of Anna Kempner. Do you know who I'm talking about? Anna Kempner. This happened almost a month ago now. Can you believe it's almost been a month that the young 18-year-old girl went on a Carnival cruise and she was found dead? Now, that's probably not as shocking, unfortunately, as it could be because we know things happen, but she was found dead in her cabin, stuffed underneath her bed, naked, wrapped in blankets, and life preservers placed over her. So now there's the shock factor. We know it's foul play. That doesn't just happen, it's foul play. 18-year-old girl, very beautiful young lady, finishing up high school. She had this dream to go into the military, right? So the story broke on November 7th that she had been found dead in her cabin. All right. So we weren't given very much. They've kept this really close, really tight, really hush hush. So that just made you think there's something going on there too, right? Something's up. Well, we know So as the story unfolds between November 7th and now, we find out that she was in a room with her stepbrother, who was 16, she's 18, and her brother, who was, I think, 7, 8, or 9. I might, hello, Helen, I see you there. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, H Town Cowgirl, I see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me continue on with this story. So, her stepbrother and her brother. So we already think, what the freak is going on? Why would an 18-year-old girl be in a room with her two brothers, her 16-year-old stepbrother and her brother? So that already sounds weird and wild. You know, most adults, I think, unless I'm wrong, but I wouldn't have had that kind of room configuration. And then also aboard the cruise, there's grandparents, there is her father, her biological father, and her stepmother. All right. So I'm sure you already know this story. I don't have to tell you. But as it goes on, you find out that the stepmother is in a heated battle with her ex husband because he says she's not a good mother, that she's abusive, neglectful, whatever. And they're in a custody battle over this 16-year-old stepson who Anna was sharing the room with. And they have other children as well. Okay. So as it unfolds, I mean, it has to go to a court of law and everybody is innocent until proven guilty. But it unfolds that the younger brother that Anna was sharing the room with left the room, and it was just Anna and her 16-year-old stepbrother. Okay. So what does that lead you to believe? And then she's found dead. The obvious conclusion that he killed her. Now, like I said, it's until he's been proven guilty, but so it comes out, all this stuff is coming out. You even see video. I'm telling you, there's video out there of Anna running because she's on a cruise ship. And of course, there's always cameras going on a cruise ship, right? So you see her running through the hallway and you see her stepbrother, or at least this is what it's alleged, that the stepbrother running naked after her. Alleged. You go after this live, you go out there and take a look and see what you see, right? It's wild. It's wild. The family is in this battle. Her Anna's biological mother has been in jail for many, many years and hasn't seen Anna for years. The dad is married to the stepmom who was in a heated battle with her ex-husband alleging abuse and neglect, both parties. Anna is in a room with her 16-year-old stepbrother and it just sounds weird and wacky. Then the young girl comes up dead. Her ex-boyfriend comes out on television and states that she was afraid of her stepbrother, that he was creepy, that he seemed to like her and want to date her, that he had seen the stepbrother come into her room late one night while they were on a FaceTime phone call and try to get on top of her. Now, these are all alleged, right? All alleged. These are things that I have found as I research cruise news, and these are the stories that are out there. As I've stated, no one has been charged. I don't know if I've stated this or not. There's been no charge yet. Although the evidence seems to point obviously to the stepbrother, there's been no charge yet. All right. So what can we say? But today is December 2nd, it's come out that the dad in this story, Anna's father, who has been fairly quiet, his daughter was found dead in the room that she shared with his new stepson. He's been fairly quiet, but he did come out and say it's going to be proven, and if you've done this, you need to be punished, and it's going to be proven. And that's kind of all he said. Well, the process server was trying to serve the dad for the case of the custody battle. I know this is getting so convoluted. Just stick with me. So as I stated, the stepmom of Anna Kempner, the young lady who died, is in a custody battle with her ex-husband for their children. And so a process server went out to serve Anna's biological dad to subpoena him to go to the case for this custody battle. So not the murder or the death case, but this custody battle. And he mysteriously was nowhere to be found. Once again, this is the stories that I am reading. I am sharing to you what I have dug up and what I've read, that he was nowhere to be found. Although the process server went to the house, and in front of the house, there was a no trespassing sign. There was clearly a Ring camera up on the door. And the process server said they knocked, identified themselves. I am a process server. said that the truck listed as the dad's, was in the driveway running, the engine on. The lights were on in the house, but no one responded. Once again, you read the article and see if that's what it said. That's what I read. So did not answer the subpoena. The subpoena was left on the running truck. The process server left it on the running truck, right? And thank you so much for joining, Alex F. Thank you, Tina, for joining. Thank you for joining. Let's see why. I need my glasses. LBI1. I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses on. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So they left the subpoena there on the running truck, right? And later on, when they came back to the house, the truck was gone. And the subpoena that had been left on the truck was also gone. But the dad is nowhere to be found. At least that is the update to the Anna Kepner case. It's terrible. It's unfortunately unfolding like a terrible soap opera, and a bad one. A bad one. It's already terrible that this young lady was found on the Carnival Horizon, dead, 18-year-old, and like I said, what is going on? She's in the room with her stepbrother and her brother, found dead, stuffed under the bed, naked, in a blanket with life preservers over her. No arrests have been made yet, although once again, the alleged murderer, killer, whatever you want to call it, no arrest, no, nothing like that yet. The stepbrother supposedly, after the cruise, was incoherent. He could barely talk. He had to go and get some medical treatment. The mother has stated in the custody case that he is getting psychological treatment. It's a terrible situation, but the update is the dad has been, has attempted to be subpoenaed for the custody case, and he was nowhere to be found. So that is the first story that I'm sharing with you this evening for Cruise News. Have you been keeping track of that case? It's a case that I didn't even want to talk about. I didn't want to get into, because so many times I am a cruise advocate. I could go to Cruisers Anonymous because I want to be on a cruise when I'm not on a cruise. When I'm on a cruise, I'm thinking about booking my next cruise. I like to travel, period, but I really like to travel on cruise ships. So I am pro cruise, right? And then unfortunately, I do the Cruise News and I give these stories about cruise news. And a lot of times the things that come out as news, in order for it to get some buzz, it's sensational, it's a negative, man overboard, or somebody being molested on a cruise. It's negative news. And those are just so few and far between. The millions and millions and millions of people who cruise every day, and you don't hear anything about the great experience that they had, the wonderful food that they ate, the great service, the beautiful places that they toured. You don't hear about that. You hear about, this, because it's news. So I didn't even want to discuss this, but it is the cruise news. So I am putting it out there. The latest, dad was nowhere to be found. All right. How are you doing this Tuesday evening? Let me know. Drop down in the chat where you are viewing from. Hello. Thank you. I see you. Thank you for joining me tonight. I love to have you here. If you are a cruise lover like me, a cruise fan, a traveler, this is what I do. If you visit my YouTube channel, if you visit my TikTok, you will see that I love putting information out there about traveling and cruising. I am also a travel advisor, so a lot of times I'll put maybe some really good deals. I don't just put the deals all the time, because as a travel advisor, I get deals thrown into my inbox every day. Not just, of course, cruise deals. I'm a travel advisor. I book all kinds of travel. So I might get, hello, I see you from Texas, Wiz of Corn. Wonderful man there, if anybody knows him. I get offers every day, discounts for all types of vacations, going to Vegas, river rafting, riverboat cruising, all inclusives, spas, all of that. But cruising is my favorite type of travel. So if you are interested or need help booking any kind of travel, drop me some information down below, and just put it in the chat, and I can reach out to you for that, because there are great cruise deals going on. Like I said, right now on MSC in particular, you can cruise for $199. I'm talking about a 7-day cruise if you can get it right now. Yes, that is an inside cabin. Anytime I start giving these prices, unless I mention the cabin type, it is definitely inside. It's going to be the lowest, the most least expensive rate. It's usually not with Wi-Fi or gratuities or the drink package. It's the standard cruise fare. But 199 is spectacular, spectacular. So hello, I am the king. Welcome. Hello, Jenny. Welcome, or Janine. Jeannie. Hello, Kevin. Thank you for stopping by. Welcome, welcome. I want to talk to you about some more cruise news. I have it up here. We have a lot of cruise stories. Let's get to some of the ones that aren't the greatest. Quietly, they're raising service fees on cruise lines. The headlines say Carnival Cruise Line service fees quietly climb higher. You know, is there anything out there right now that the price is getting cheaper? You know, what do we expect? Everything's going up. The price of, I never hear people say, oh man, I went to the store and the prices have gone down. Okay, I get it. So things go up and they don't want to make a big deal. They don't want to advertise, we're raising the prices. So they usually don't. But I'm going to share it with you in case you've missed it. Carnival Cruise Line service fees quietly climb higher. Here are the headlines for that. It says that Carnival Cruise Line's standard service charge is being raised from 18%, which is already the current service fee. And we're talking about like when you get a drink or get a spa service, something of that nature, right? It's 18% right now. Well, they quietly raised it to 20%. This applies to drink packages, specialty dining, in stateroom gifts, and other purchases. So from now on, it'll be a 20% fee added on to it instead of an 18% fee. It says at this time, crew gratuities are not increased, but additional price changes may be coming. We know that they're coming. We know that they're coming. Let me read you what it says here. Carnival Cruise Line is quietly raising a fee that the vast majority of its cruise guests pay. No, it is the crew member gratuities, but it does apply, as I stated, to purchase drinks, drink packages, and specialty dining. The fee is that 18% service fee, which is now, once again, as I've stated, 20% service fee. So it will apply to the drink package, which includes all of the drink packages, not just the alcoholic beverages, but the Cheers package, the bottomless bubbles package, and the new zero proof package. So all of the packages. Individual drinks that are purchased a la carte. So if you just decide you want to go pick you up a nice little Dr. Pepper, not sponsored, it'll charge you for that. Specialty dining, if you go to the specialty dining restaurants, you're charged there. In stateroom gifts, if you ever bought gifts for anybody like we did for a birthday surprise in the room, or you want to leave some fruit or things of that nature there, 20% charge. Or gifts for guests, such as toys, flowers, tote bags, all of that. Starting now, that fee is now gone up to 20%. It says that Carnival has not made the official announcement about the increase yet, but it has been widely posted on their website so that you can check that out and see. Now, the question is that really that much of a big deal? Is 2% more that big of a deal? Is that something to get upset about, hung up on? It's 2% more. Hello, RJ. Hello, Tommy. Welcome. Hello, Mima, the baby doll. Hello, MZ Penny. Sprint, I see you, and I thank you for joining me tonight. 2% increase. What do you think? It says here in this report that it can be a lot more than you think, a hefty increase. Here's an example that they give us. A family of 4 with 2 adults and 2 teens plan a 7-night sailing to celebrate a birthday. Both adults purchase the Cheers drink package, okay, while both teens get the bottomless bubbles package. So here's how that breaks down. So for so far, the fees at 18% would be the Cheers package would booked online pre-cruise, because it's more if you wait and book it once you get on the ship, would be $139.90 per day for the adults. Whew, that's a lot of money. I have never got the Cheers package, and it's a lot of money. Let me focus. I can get people cruises for less than that per day. but the Cheers package is that much per day. Okay. A total of $979.30. The 18% charge would be an additional $176.27. Do you see how that just increases quickly? Bottomless bubbles pre-booked for the teens at $13.90 per day would be a total of $97.30 for the week. The extra fee would be an extra $17.51. They get birthday stateroom decorations at $52.75. The additional charge, 18%, would be $9.49. And then the special birthday dinner that they're going to purchase at the steakhouse would be $208. And then the extra 18% fee would be $37.44. So you see how it just adds up, adds up. All told, the 18% fee for the drink package, birthday decor, and family dinner at the steakhouse, all of that together is $240.71. At 20%, it's $267.47. It's not a whole hill of a lot of beans more, but it's just more. And when people say to me, well, really, it's not that much more, I'm like, then don't charge it. But of course, that's not the way the world works. Prices do increase. Okay. I have told you about this, even though, as it's stated, it's not been published widely yet for Carnival. Does this change anyone's mind about any upcoming Carnival cruises that you have? Does that make a difference to you? Do you purchase the drink package? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. All right. I want to show you a few things. As I stated, I love cruising. I love traveling. I want to show you a few things that I have gotten recently that have made my traveling and cruising easier, a lot easier. And if you followed me, if you've watched any of my videos, you probably already know and you've already seen these, but I've got to show you again. Lately, I don't know, after I've turned a certain age, it starts with a 5, I've gotten hot. And not hot like in the good way that men used to say, girl, you hot? Not that kind of hot. The hot where I sweat out my hair and my makeup is running. I remember I was standing at the port waiting to get on the ship. And I had done my makeup because I'm a travel vlogger. I have channels and I vlog my adventures. So I did my makeup. I had my hair together. I was ready. The camera's on and I'm talking. And a person in front of me said, oh, your hair looked so pretty, but you've sweated out. Looked, I just turned the fan on. I go very few places without my fan. I'm telling you, it has 5 speeds. I put this thing around my neck if I want to so that I can have my hands free. And when I have one of my personal summers or if it's just hot, my travel fan. I first saw this at a family reunion. We were in New Orleans and one of my family members had this and I'm like, where did you get this? And it's on TikTok. I'm telling you, they were saying, this is a great thing to have. It's discreet. You can have your hands free. It's a great thing to have. And I totally agree. So check it out. And the funny thing, I was never one to be like hot. I was usually the person like, oh, it's kind of cold. These come in clutch, I'm trying to tell you. So this has made my cruising adventures and my travel adventures, getting on airplanes, waiting in lines, all that kind of stuff, standing in the Disney line sometimes. And it feels like, oh, you're melting. This bad boy has been great. Of course, as I stated, I am a travel vlogger. I travel, I have channels, and I need good sound. And these little microphones, they're lavalier. You can add them just to and I didn't put it on tonight just so I could show it, but this little bad boy right here has such great sound quality, and I didn't have to spend hundreds of dollars for it. It fits right into the bottom of your phone, and they have USB-C and they have the other kind as well. You just decide when you want to pick it up and click it on, and the sound has been so much better. And it's noise canceling. These are great. And I'm going to link everything down below. This has really helped as well. better sound quality. I started my channels and you just start with what you have, right? And if you have the budget and you have, excellent equipment, great. But if you're starting maybe with just a cell phone or a few things, you continue to do better and upgrade. You know what I'm talking about. So, boy, oh boy, this right here has been really good. Now, I'm going to show you something a little bit more personal to the hygiene. I'm always on camera, so I want my face to look good and I want, the makeup to be in place. I want my hair to be done or did. So I've found some things that are just very cool gadgets that are helpful, and it helps to keep me like looking good for the camera. Welcome, welcome, welcome in tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. This little thing right here, this little trimmer. Okay, listen, I'm being so transparent with you tonight, probably more than you want, but chin hairs. Chin hairs. I'm looking in the mirror, I do my makeup, and I'm thinking it all looks good. And then I'm like, what is that? Well, it's a little chin hair waving. And I was like, I must fight you and I must win. I can't let that be. Well, it happens, right? And so this discreet little shaver, this thing is, come on now. This fits in my travel makeup bag. I can put it in my purse. And don't let me step to a mirror and see one of these bad boys there. I'll just turn it on and take care of business. You can use it for many other areas that are not your chin, but get those eyebrows, any place that there is hair that you don't want it to be. So this has kept me, camera ready. When I get into the light and you focus, you're like, oh, I didn't know that was there. Really, really powerful, little, discreet. Yeah, I've really been enjoying this. I will link it below. All right, now let's stay focused, shall we? Do not focus on chin hair. Let's stay focused. I want to talk to you about some more cruise news. Here is some exciting news. And it's out of the Northeast up here. We're talking about Philadelphia. They have announced, and this just came out today, December 2nd, construction to begin on a new Philadelphia cruise terminal. Hey, for all of you Northeast cruisers out there, this is good news. More cruise ports, booming business for the cruise line is a win for us cruisers. I'm excited. I live in Texas, so I'm all over the news about Galveston. Absolutely loving the fact that the Icon of the Seas will be here. I'm just a little sad it's going to take till 2027. Get here now. But Galveston is booming. Miami is always busy, the busiest port, so construction coming for the port of Philadelphia. It says here, after more than 10 years, Philadelphia is going to have a major cruise ship port again. Construction on the brand new Philiport Cruise Terminal has officially begun, and the 16-acre site is scheduled to start welcoming Norwegian Cruise Line passengers in April of 2026. So that is exciting. Norwegian Cruise Lines, they're pumping it up there in Philadelphia. So Norwegian Cruise Line's first Jewel-class ship will be coming to Philadelphia for an initial April 16th sailing in 2026. And that passenger ship is 2,376 passenger capacity. The Norwegian Jewel, which was built in 2005, will offer 7-day round-trip itineraries out of the port all through the summer. So this is exciting. Of course, more will come, but the first will be the Norwegian Jewel. So this is really exciting. What do you think about that? I'm excited for them. It says that there is a 7-berth agreement between the port and the cruise line with an initial commitment of 41 sailings per year. So kudos and congratulations to the Port of Philadelphia. I think I have only been to Philadelphia once. My son, he was stationed up in the Northeast, up in Delaware, and we traveled. We went to Baltimore and went to an aquarium, but driving through that area, I think I've only been up to that area once. But any of you sail out of Philadelphia, or would you sail out of Philadelphia? Would that be a better, commute for you than going maybe to Florida or something? Because I really do like having options other in the US, I'm talking about, other than Florida to go to. So that is another option. Maria Leva, hello, welcome. Angela and Antoine. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Antoine 8. I'm sorry if I butchered it. Welcome to the show tonight. Let's see, Frankel Blue, welcome to the show. Mike the Travel Lover, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I love to talk about traveling and cruise news, and I would love to know, when's your next cruise? Do you have it booked? I'm very sorry to say that my next cruise is that I know of right now, because things can always change. It's still over 100 days away. Whew, that's hard for me to digest. I don't like cruises being hundreds of days away. Let me get some Dr. Pepper. When is your next cruise? What cruise line will that be? Because of the loyalty program that's changing, that's ever changing on Carnival, right now, my next cruise is on Carnival Cruise Lines, and I cruise on any cruise line that has a good deal. No loyalty there. I will go to any of them. Okay. But to bump up our loyalty status that we have worked up to on Carnival, we're going to take a 11-day cruise on the Carnival Venezia next year. That's what's booked so far. But I'm telling you, there has been some great deals coming down that I almost can't pass up. And a lot of them right here, as I said, I live in Texas. So many great cruise deals coming out of Galveston to get on the Regal Princess or the Disney Magic or the MSC Seascape again, or the Harmony of the Seas. So that's what I have booked so far. Let me know. What's your next cruise? What ship? Where are you going? That always excites me. If I can't be on one, let me share with you where you're going to be. Yeah. All right. I have more cruise news to share with you, and I thank you for hanging in there with me. And if you're on TikTok, please do get your daily heart me. I'm still learning how to do this. All right. Let me show you before I jump into the next cruise news story. I left off showing you some of the gadgets and things that I get to help my cruising and traveling. And I was telling you about the little mini shaver. So we're going to stick with the face and the, looking good for the camera. Looking good for the camera. Some new things that I have started to use for the face, because I have what I would call maturing skin. I'm over 50 now, and my skin has started to do different things. And I want it to remain firm, and I don't want wrinkles, and I don't want dark spots. And, so I'm looking at new things to remain in the camera, to remain in the light. And I found this Clinicals, and it's for firming, lift and firm. So that's exactly what I wanted to do. See the difference? I'm being too transparent showing you that. Yeah. Lift them. So I don't want to go have surgery to lift and firm. So I'm looking for things to help with that. And this Clinicals Lift and Firm, this has been really good. It seems like even when I put it on, I actually feel like the tightening. I know I probably don't, but I feel like I do. And I look in the mirror and I look like I do for a minute. So this Clinicals Lift and Firm, I've been using that. And then my face towels. I never thought about it till I watched this commercial, and I smushed the box. So don't laugh at me, please. I smushed it. Clean Skin Club. You know about Clean Skin Club? Like I said, I smushed my box. And they're towels. And this pack has 50 of them in there. And these are clean towels that you can clean your face, wipe your face, and you don't have to worry about transferring bacteria and germs, and it's soft and biodegradable. They're really kind of cool. And I didn't even think anything about that. But they were talking about, like traveling, right? You go to a hotel or you go to a cruise and you get on the cruise ship and they have the towels there for you. And do you take the washcloth and clean your face? Where has that washcloth been? We know it's been clean. We know that, but how clean? And I started to think about that. What am I putting on my face, especially as I've gotten older? And I just like using these clean, disposable, individual. Yeah, the Clean Skin Club, that's what goes on my face now. So there you go. I think I'm through talking about the face, trying to keep it, trying to keep it, you know, so that when I get on these cameras, they're on, that I'm not freaking out. Anyway, there you go. Let me talk to you about some more cruise news because that's why I'm here. Disney Cruise Lines. Do we have any Disney cruise fans? I have never been on a Disney cruise, but that new Disney Destiny, I watched a video about that, and I think it was Dis Life of Ours. If you follow them on YouTube or any of the handles out there, but I watched, they're called Dis Life of Ours. They're a family who do a lot of Disney vlogs, Disneyland, Disney. Good evening, I see you. They do a lot of stuff for Disney. Well, they were on the inaugural sailing of the Disney Destiny. In case you don't know the Disney Destiny, it is Disney's newest cruise ship. And it's exciting and it's a little new and different because it's a cruise ship based on villains and heroes. Villains and heroes. Oh my. So I was watching the vlogs over this weekend and it was very exciting. And I was a little emotional because soon as you walk in to the beautiful entry and atrium, there is this huge statue of King T'Challa, Wakanda forever. And as we all know, Chadwick Boseman, he died in real life. So that was so sad, who played Black Panther in the Marvel series. So they have that big statue of him there and a panther. And it's all like sectioned off so people can't like touch it and climb on it. It's like to be preserved. And he's just standing there looking very majestic and mighty. And you have Spider-Man up there welcoming you in. And then you might have any villain. Think of somebody like Jafar or Loki, or they're doing their meet and greets. So it's kind of fun. It's an exciting new take having villains. You think of Disney and you think of the heroes. So it's kind of a fun take. The Disney Destiny looks absolutely exciting. The Doctor Strange bar. I'm very interested in going on a Disney cruise. A Disney cruise is listed as a premium cruise, so it does cost more than many of the mainstream cruises. It's probably going to be just tad bit higher than maybe a Royal or a Celebrity. That price range, think about $2,500 per person for an inside, something of that nature. But I am looking forward to going on my first Disney cruise. Well, I have a little bit of information about what Disney is doing. It says here that they are going to be bringing Bluey. You have any kids or grandkids that are into Bluey? I have lots of grandkids, and several of them really like that character Bluey. And I look at it and think, why? But hey, we all like what we like. And as kids, what was your favorite cartoon when you were a kid? I would love to know that. Tell me, what was your favorite cartoon when you were a kid? Let me tell you mine. And if my sister's watching, she's probably going to go, I know. Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. When I go to Universal now and the characters are still dressed up like Shaggy and Scooby, I, in my 50s, run my lifted and firmed face over to them to get an autograph and say hello. He was my favorite cartoon character, back in the day. Couldn't wait to get home from school and watch him, and I couldn't wait Saturday morning to watch Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? Anyway, so kids now like Bluey, and he's an Australian dog. I think that's right. So if you're a parent of a toddler or a young kid, you know Bluey. The animated series has won the hearts of kids and adults alike since hitting Disney Plus, and this is in collaboration with BBC Studios. So we have the adventures of this blue heeler dog. He is a blue heeler named Bluey. Okay, see, I'm wrong already. She is a blue heeler named Bluey. Looks like a guy to me. It's not. she is a blue healer named Bluey, and then she has a sister named Bingo, and parents Bandit and Chili. So there you go, if you don't know Bluey. Fans of the show will be thrilled to hear that Bluey will be coming to Disney Experiences in the new year. So she won't only be on cruise ships, she's going to be in the parks too, in Walt Disney. But it says, let me see, the cruise ship, and there's, if looking it up, there's this big picture of Bluey, and I think it's the sister, and they're blue healers, so they're very rectangular. It's kind of cute. It says on select Disney Cruise Line sailings in 2026, you can meet Bluey and Bingo. The two will be available for photo ops and dance parties, of course, such as Wakey Wakey, which is a morning celebration, or the interactive game show Who's Behind the Curtain. You can also stop by the Pajama, spelt with Pyjama, if that's how you spell pajama, the Pajama Bash for freeze dancing, interactive games, and special character experiences. So it sounds really cute. Sailings will depart from Fort Lauderdale, Florida on the Disney Dream starting in February of 2026. So that's just 2 months away. And on the Disney Wish starting in June of 2026. The post Bluey experience coming to Disney World is what you can look up. And it also says in Disney Cruise Line. So if your children or you are a Bluey fan, you will be happy to know Bluey will be aboard Disney cruise ships. Not all of them, just those two, starting in 2026. So that's kind of cute. Do we have any Bluey fans out there? Yeah. Over the Thanksgiving holiday, I had all of my grands together. So it was a big, loud, boisterous house full, and we had to watch a little bit of Bluey. So I got to learn a little bit more about Bluey, much more than I wanted to know. But hey, I'm in the know. I want to show you some more gadgets, some more stuff, some more things. Now, I got this a while ago. But the winter is almost upon us. And depending on where you live, you might have already felt it. I am originally from Buffalo, New York. And my fellow Buffalonians up there, they have felt it. Hello, welcome in. If you are joining me on TikTok, thank you so much. Welcome to the show tonight. Please do grab your daily heart meat. Let me know where you're visiting from. Any cruise questions, drop them there. Well, Buffalo's already cold. Snow, we get lake effect snow, we get inches and inches of snow. I've been in Texas for many years. I still remember very well how it goes up in the Northeast, but not just there. In many places in December, there's snow. You know, all of the Hallmark Christmas movies, they always show that. It has to be snow for Christmas. But not all of us. Thank goodness. Here where I live in Texas, there is no snow. My Florida friends, you know, everybody doesn't have it, but the temperatures usually are cooler. So I already showed you my fan because I told you lately I've been getting hot when I go places, but I'm still cold a lot of times as well. Let me show you this. I have to stand up and show it to you. Okay. Look at my Christmas shirt. Okay, you can't see it. Yes, it says believe in the magic with a little Santa hat. You know, you only have about 30 days or so to wear your Christmas outfits, hats, and stuff. So I'm wearing them all the time. Let me show you my comfy. Have you ever seen one of these? This thing, it's Sherpa lined. Let me show you. See? Sherpa lined. It's huge. It's oversized. It has big pockets on both sides, and it says comfy. And it's huge. And it can help you with your light bill. Okay, what do I mean by that? You don't even have to turn on your heat in the house if you got that thing on. It comes to right below my knees when I put it on, right below my knees. It's big, it's long. I can throw the hood, sit down, and just like stretch out on my sofa, on my chair. That has been... You know, when I first got it as a gift and it was like a joke, I'm like, are you kidding? This big old thing? I want this. And then I put it on. And every winter, or when the weather turns a little bit colder, I am reminded, I am so glad I have the comfy, the comfy. That's what it's called. And you are comfortable in the comfy. I'm going to show you one more, no, two more things. This is more of a gift idea because it's December. So, what is your favorite scent to wear? Ladies, guys, your favorite cologne or your favorite perfume? What is it? I'm older now, and I probably, don't keep up with the newest scents. I know the names of many of them out there, but I have stuck with a very classic scent, and I like it a lot. And it's by Perry Ellis. 360. Are you laughing at me? It's okay. I still get more compliments out of my 360 cologne when I'm in church, when I go somewhere, people are like, oh, you smell so good. You smell so good. And I know that there are other designer fragrances out there, the latest, the most chic, the most new, what the stars are wearing now. I have other scents. I have other scents. But my favorite by far is still my Perry Ellis. And they have this gift box set. So if anybody that you think likes that scent or would have a similar taste, it's kind of floral, it's light. I don't know how to describe it. I don't have that nose, but it smells good. That's what it is. And in this gift box set, let's see, it says there's an eau de toilette. Let me use my French accent. Spray. There is a body mist spray. There is a shower gel. And then a larger eau de toilette. One is 0.25 ounces and one is 3.4 ounces. And I want to let you know I've used most of all of them. I still have my, this is, so my 360. So if you ever meet me out and about on a cruise, don't come up and sniff me. But if you smell anything, it's going to be the Perry Ellis, my 360. I really like that. I told you one more thing, two more. My necklace set. This has become my go-to favorite. I wear this thing every day. Do I have other necklaces? Yes. More expensive necklaces? Absolutely. These are so cute. They're initial necklaces. It's a 2 pendant set. It has your initial, then there's the circle, and depending on which one you get, some have the initial inside the sparkly little circle, and others just have the circle. I have them both. I just so happen to have this one on. The 2-pack initial necklace. I slept in these things. I took a shower in these things. It didn't hurt my neck, didn't break out, none of that. I got so many compliments. My grandkids asked me to buy them, some for their birthday, for Christmas. They're like, I want one. Mama, can you get it? These things are so cute. Even the bands, the two different chains, they're really cute. Don't cost a lot. They're free shipping. These are adorable. Okay. And let me get back to the cruise news. Now, this story that I'm about to share with you, remember I told you at the beginning, there's some stories I hate to even talk about because they give cruising a bad name, and I don't like giving cruising a bad name. I am a cruise fan, but you got to tell the story, right? If you do cruise news, you got to tell the story. Tanvir, hello, welcome. Pastor Palmer, thank you for joining me. Nati, thank you for joining me. Farm, I might have said it wrong. Hello, and thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Missing American cruise ship passenger. Have you heard about this story? Because I'm going to give you the 2-part version, because the story came out about a week ago that there was a missing American cruise ship passenger. She got on a cruise ship. She got off for an excursion. No one has seen her since. Well, there's now a second part to that story. So let me tell you about it. Okay. Ann Evans is her name, and it says she is 55 years old, was a guest booked aboard the cruise ship Rotterdam. So this is a Holland America cruise ship. While she was docked at the port of St. Martin, Evans disembarked to take an organized island tour. The police force of St. Martin said in this news release. Around 10 a.m., however, Evans got off the bus in Marigot, French St. Martin, and did not return to the tour or to the ship and was reported missing. And this happened on November 20th. So, about what, a week, 2 weeks ago? Almost 2 weeks ago. So, the news came out, missing cruise ship passenger. Have you seen her? She disappeared. Nobody knows what happened. She got off in St. Martin. We can't find her. Here's part two. In a statement Friday, this past Friday, day after Thanksgiving, police said contact has been made with the individual in question and thanked the community for helping locate her. So that's good news, right? I'm glad. You know, you think the worst. What could have happened to her? Because we had a similar story and then the person was found deceased. So this is good news. During the 8 days that she was missing, reports of a woman matching Evans' description and using her passport circulated. No information was released on whether Evans was traveling with anyone or if she boarded the cruise alone. Let's see. Trying to say, they give us no additional information about what happened, why she is on St. Martin and didn't get back on the ship. We just get no more information, and that makes inquiring minds wonder. They just said no more information will be given because of privacy issues. And what? Once again, we know that there's more to it. The bottom line to the story is that she was on St. Martin. Yeah, Miss Ann Evans decided, I guess, now this is my own thought process. I'm living in St. Martin from now on. Yeah, but that's not the way you do it. You don't immigrate to a new country by getting on a cruise ship and then getting off because you like it so much and staying. I have wanted to do that. It's not the way you do it. I don't have any more information on Miss Ann Evans, but I do have the privilege of reporting that she is on St. Martin, alive and safe. So there you go. Here's another cruise news story that I don't like to report because it's, when I was growing up, I'm aging myself again, I watched karate movies. You know what I'm talking about? And my hero back then was Bruce Lee. He kicked butt, took names, and he fought for the good, and I liked it. And sometimes I wish I knew Bruce Lee's moves because I would like to go out and do some double back kicks, flips, jabs, and punches on certain people. And this guy that I'm about to share this cruise news story with, he's definitely one of them. Here's the headline: a Florida lawyer arrested for allegedly attacking a senior on board Norwegian cruise line ship. So we already know that we're talking about a quality guy here, right? Okay. Philip Ortiz, 38 years old, was on the Norwegian Encore, docked in Miami last Saturday when he tried to enter a hallway that was closed off two passengers at that time, according to this arrest report. So the way it goes, we get on a cruise ship and we're all excited and can't wait to get on. But usually you're not able to get into your cruise room, your room yet, because they're still cleaning and getting it turned over. And you can walk to that area, but they have these big metal doors that are closed. Now, can you open them? Yes. You're not supposed to. That's why they have these big, heavy metal doors closed off. So it'll stop us from coming this way. So the alleged report says, well, Mr. Lawyer Philip Ortiz said, not me. Okay, that's my take on it. An unnamed 67-year-old man told police that he told Ortiz not to go to that restricted area. So the older gentleman said, hey, sonny boy, what are you doing there? You're not supposed to go over there. Once again, that's my take. And Mr. Ortiz said, who the F-bomb word are you to tell me what I can and can't do? So Mr. Ortiz did not like that gentleman telling him what to do, obviously. And then he pushed the senior, is what the police records say. Mr. 38 pushed Mr. 67. Half his age, double his age, okay? The elderly man told police that as he tried to push Ortiz away, a woman identified in court as Ortiz's wife pushed him as well. So it's a husband and wife duo team. They're together in this. Isn't that nice that your woman has your back? Ortiz then became enraged and continued to attack him, authorities said. The senior then went into the restricted hallway and tried to push the doors to the area closed to keep Ortiz out, according to the report. Ortiz managed to get the door open and allegedly charged at the elderly man. As the struggle continued, Ortiz tripped the elderly man, who landed on his head with the lawyer's full body weight. The senior was unconscious, and Ortiz left him there without trying to help him, according to the police reports and fellow passengers. Ortiz was arrested and charged with aggravated battery on a person 65 years or older. At a court hearing Monday, a judge downgraded that charge to just battery of an elderly person. So Mr. Ortiz, who was trying to hurriedly get to his room, didn't even get to stay on the ship because he was taken off and arrested right then and there. Yeah. Ortiz has been granted bond, and he's not allowed to have any contact with this elderly man. Okay. What are your thoughts on this one? What are your thoughts on this one? Yeah. You know, we could go back and forth with this. Should the elderly man have minded his business, and what is he doing? Is he the hall police? And Ortiz had, we can go back and forth. But the bottom line is, a 67-year-old man was knocked unconscious on a cruise ship, and neither one of them got to enjoy their cruise holiday. Yeah. Some people, I don't like the story. Hopefully the older gentleman is fine. And hopefully lawyer Ortiz, I wonder, will he be his own lawyer in the case? I don't know. He's been bonded out, but hopefully you reflect and think back, both of the gentlemen, what could I have done better in this situation? What have I learned from this? Yeah, I've learned that 38-year-old men will push and beat up 67-year-old men. That's one thing we've learned. So keep that in mind when you go on your next cruise. Yeah. I have one more cruise news story that I want to share with you, and it is about Explorer Journeys. Do you know Explorer Journeys? This is one of the ultra luxury cruise lines. It's not the mainstream cruise lines that we hear of: Carnival, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Holland America. It's one of the ultra luxury lines. So usually this is a line that's more, not completely, but they're more of a full service, everything included, much more. You pay a much higher price. Think of about $5,500 per person, and you have more included options. Usually the rooms are all balcony staterooms or suites. Usually Wi-Fi is included. Usually gratuities are included. Specialty dining is included. Sometimes you get shore excursions, much more included options. An elevated experience is what we're looking at when we're talking about Explorer Journeys. So Explorer Journeys has unveiled their first world cruise, and this is part of the MSC group. MSC. It says here, Explorer Journeys, MSC Group's luxury ocean line, has unveiled its first ever 128-day world journey. It's called Endless Worlds, and this won't set sail, though, until 2029. It's not so far away. We're just a couple of weeks away from 2026. So, but they are doing a 128-day cruise. Endless Worlds. It sails from January 6th through May 14th, from January to May. Could you be on a cruise line? Could you be on a cruise from January to May? That's a lot of stuff you'd have to take care of. And yeah, visiting 29 different countries and 63 ports in 4 continents. So this is a hot item. It has 12 overnight stays in this cruise. This is going to be their inaugural. It sounds exciting. They're visiting places such as Fiji, Tonga, the Cook Islands, Easter Island, Chile, Peru. Then they're going to go through the Panama Canal and visit Bermuda and the Azores before ending in Barcelona, Spain. Really exciting. If you had the time and the money, is this something that you would even want to do? A 128-day cruise? Yeah. People who are Explorer Journey fans, this is probably going to sail out. I don't have the prices lifted up here yet, and I hadn't gone through and checked them out. What's a good guess? What do you think the price of something like this would be? It's usually, 67,000, 58,000, up to $120,000 per person. Yeah. If you had the money and you had the time, would you even want to do a 128-day cruise? I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Mhm. I am looking and it is already 1 hour deep, and we are about to end our cruise news for tonight. I thank you so much for joining me, for listening to all of my cruise gadgets and cruise items that help me to look better and feel better, for hearing all of my discussions about cruise news, and for talking with me this evening. I really appreciate you being here tonight. Share this with anybody that enjoys cruising and cruise news. And I thank you so much for joining me. Yay. I will see you back again next Tuesday. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye.
With me so we can push it out to FYP even more. Thanks.
Good evening. Good evening. It is Tuesday night, the first Tuesday of December. Can you believe already that it is December, everybody? December 2nd, my granddaughter's birthday. I have a 9-year-old grand. Good evening. How can I? I just did a TikTok live.